Peace, everybody. Welcome to Capital of Combat. Name says it all. I'm Hakeem Branch.
Rob Jarrell.
And today we're going to preview a big fight weekend, which is January 25th on HBO. You're going to have Brian Jennings opening up the HBO telecast against Spilka, and then you're going to have in the main event Mikey Garcia defending his WBO belt against Juan Carlos Burgos. Then on Showtime you got Jermell Charlo stepping up big time against Garcia-Burgos, and then you got Jennings-Spilka in his first title shot taking on IBF titleist Lamont Peterson in his hometown of DC. We're going to start with the HBO card with Jennings and Spilka, and Rob's going to take it away.
All right, so two undefeated prospects in Brian Jennings, Arthur Spilka. Now, starting with Spilka. Spilka is a hard-hitting brawler. I'm not saying he can't box, but his specialty is put hands on you and knock you out. That's it. I mean, the guy has every punch he throws has malicious intent on it, and you can see that in some of his past fights because he spent a lot of time on ESPN Friday Night Fights as well. And he's going to go up against Jennings, who out of Philadelphia, where you know is like the boxing mecca. I don't care what anyone say. They say Vegas, and no, it's Philly. But I mean, he very athletic. He's going to come in shape, and he's learning with every fight that he has fought. Now he has power, but in this fight he doesn't want to get into a brawl with Spilka. That's what Spilka wants. He wants to be able to get any chance that he has to put hands on him. And Jennings is going to have to utilize the ring against Spilka, make a move, make him have to reset his punches, and just basically outbox him. I mean, he's going to have to use that jab. If he doesn't, he's going to be in for a long night because, again, Spilka has power. With Jennings, the only problem I had, and he can get caught, is his front leg is straight. I don't know if you've ever watched. Footwork is a big thing. So with his front leg being straight, he could be knocked off balance big time. And that's the last thing you want to do against a brawler, because if you're knocked off balance, he's going to smell blood in the water and come down straight for Jennings. And Jennings does not want to be against the ropes or any kind of trouble against this guy.
Yeah. Rob pretty much hit the nail on the head. The only thing I would say is if Jennings does make a mistake, it won't be a long night for him. His ass going to sleep.
That's right.
Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to curse. It's all good. Anyway, yeah, everything Rob said, right on the money. Jennings is more athletic. I mean, I haven't seen Spilka work out in the gym, but I've seen footage of Jennings, and that guy puts in work. He also has a full-time job. I don't know if he still has one, but at the time that I saw him training, he had a full-time job. And I think he's like a mechanic or something like that. So that's a hard job in itself, a physically draining job. Then to go straight from there to the gym and put in hard work, it's going to fight, you know, pretty decent competition. That says a lot about this guy's commitment and work ethic. And you gotta like that in somebody like, in anybody, and Brian Jennings has it. So that's why I'm gonna root for him to win. I'm not gonna say, you know, I'm trying to be like unbiased or anything. I'm rooting for Brian Jennings. Like I said, the guy is a stand-up guy, and you want to root for somebody like that. So there it is.
Whoever wins this fight is taking the next echelon in fights. I mean, they will be fighting top 10 fighters from here on out. Well, they should be fighting top 10 fighters from here on out. We're talking about he's going to be fighting the Tyson Furies, the David Prices, all of them guys. Bermain Stavern, who's going to fight Chris Arreola. That's neither here nor there right now. But this is the next step for one of these guys, and they're going to bring their all for this fight.
Yeah, so tune in because it should be a good one. Let's do a quick blurb on the main event, which is Juan Carlos Burgos versus Mikey Garcia. And Juan Carlos Burgos, good fighter. Better than Mikey Garcia? Not so much. I mean, you can't ask for more from Mikey Garcia. The guy is crazy accurate, crazy patient, time is ridiculous, decent power. It's an uphill battle for Burgos.
Mikey Garcia is, in my opinion, the best fighter that is coming out of Robert Garcia's gym.
Hands down.
Talented, work ethic, professional. This is that guy.
Yep. And unlike some fighters out of that camp who fell in love with their power and forgot their fundamentals and why they got to the top, Garcia's not going to do that. He's going to pump that jab, and he's got a shotgun jab. He's going to use that jab to work that left hook, which is a doozy. He's going to land some laser right hands. And the question is, can Burgos stand up to that for 12 rounds?
That's right.
That's why you want to see it. Can he stand up to that for 12 rounds? Or will he score an upset? I don't see it happening, but I'd love to see it happen. I think you guys get what I'm saying.
Anything can happen.
Exactly. So let's move on to the Showtime card, which is a very intriguing card as well. We got Jermell Charlo stepping up in his biggest fight against Garcia-Burgos, who we've seen come at the end of some pretty bad decisions. He was cut real bad against Gennady Golovkin, ended up being stopped TKO. He went in a back and forth war with J'Leon Love, ended up losing that fight, had it turned into a no contest because J'Leon Love tested positive for a diuretic or something like that. Then he fights Peter Quillin. They go back and forth, have a good fight. Quillin catches him with a nasty jab, cuts his eye wide open again. They stop the fight. So, I mean, he's a hard luck guy, but he's a hard-nosed guy too. He's one of those lunch pail guys, the guys we like to see fight. He's gonna put his nose down, put his hard hat on, and go to work. And he's gonna test Charlo. And Charlo himself is a very good technical fighter, but we haven't seen him in with anybody as tough as Rosado. And Rosado will test. Excuse me. Rosado will test at toughness. We've seen it against Love. We saw it against we saw it against Love and Quillin. There we go. Not so much against Golovkin because Golovkin's a pretty darn good fighter. So it's up to us to see what Charlo has. If he's tough enough, that accuracy and technical soundness should give him the victory. If he's not tough, it's gonna be a long night for him.
Yeah, Charlo and his team should not be fooled by Rosado's record. It's not the glossiest record, but this guy, again, another Philly guy, is hard-nosed. And he has been able to land his left hook against Rosado, J'Leon, Love, and actually Golovkin, I think, at times when he's gotten inside their range.
You mean Quillin?
I mean, Quillin.
Yeah, he said Rosado.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Quillin. Sorry, I'm thinking ahead of myself. Either way, when he's gotten into that mid to close range, that's where the most of his work has been done. And his size is going to present a problem because he's been fighting at middleweight for the last few fights. He used to be 154. It was a huge 154. Yeah. So at this point, he's coming down from 160. If the weight drain doesn't bother him, he's probably going to come in at about, at least 168.
Yeah, and that physicality will become a problem late in the fight for Charlo if Rosado's in shape. And if he's not in shape, it's going to be a problem for Rosado.
But Rosado usually is in shape and he has the mentality to go at it. So kind of see if, again, if Charlo can keep him off with his jab and kind of outbox him from the outside, and he's really going to have to hurt Rosado if he really wants to win this.
Yeah.
If he don't, Rosado is going to come on mid to late rounds of a fight.
Yeah, walk right through.
That's right. The same happened with Quillin, and the same happened with Love. He was able to come on as the fight wore on. He just wears his opponents out, except for Golovkin.
Yeah, Golovkin wore him out. Let's move on to the main event. We got Lamont Peterson, the IBF champ, who we last saw getting flattened by Lucas Matisse in a welterweight fight. We have to point that out because a lot of people are like, why does he still have a belt? Because the fight was fought at welterweight and not at junior welterweight. So if you fight at welterweight, your junior welterweight belt is not on the line.
That's right.
Now, I still don't think he should have that belt because after he won that belt from Amir Khan, he won 2 belts from Amir Khan, but then he tested positive for synthetic testosterone, which one sanctioning body stripped him of the title. The other one decided not to. I guess because they didn't catch him at the time, they can't. I guess they can't really do anything about it. I don't know. That's politics of boxing. Yeah. Go figure. I like Lamont Peterson. He's a good guy. Like I said before, maybe he shouldn't have that belt, but he does, so that's neither here nor there, and he's defending it against a tough guy by the name of Jennings-Spilka. He's from Canada. I've watched a few of his fights. He's very right-hand happy. He usually doesn't throw a left hook until he has you hurt, and until then it's kind of paw jab, right hand. And if he comes with that game plan against Lamont Peterson, it's going to be a long night for him. Lamont Peterson is a very smart fighter. He adapts very well. He's very multifaceted. He can adapt on the fly. You saw him adapt against Timothy Bradley. You saw him adapt against Victor Ortiz. You saw him adapt against Amir Khan. All 3 of those guys better than everybody that Jennings-Spilka fought put together.
That's right.
So, with just off the strength of those 3 guys, and I didn't even mention Lucas Matisse, even though that fight didn't go that long, he's still better than anybody Jennings-Spilka fought. Like, the resume of Lamont Peterson is that of someone that you want to see in boxing, period. I mean, he's fought everybody who's anybody in that division and around that division. Even when he was at like, I think, no, he wasn't at 135 at any point. His brother was at 135. Right. But, I mean, they both have fought tough guys. And he was dropped against all of those fighters. The only one that was able to finish him was Matisse. And he came back and did better after the knockdowns than he did beforehand. So even if John happens to land that right hand, will he be able to finish him? I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, Lamont Peterson is a guy that gets, like you said, he's more tenacious as he gets hurt. Like you said, he's been down against some guys. And these aren't just guys who just, some of them are buzzsaws, but they're just guys with what most people call a motor. They keep going. They're going to try to outwork you, going to try to take you out. Whatever it is, they got the energy level, they got the athleticism, they got the strength, and they're trying to take you out. That goes for Ortiz, Khan, Bradley, Matisse. It doesn't matter. Those are some guys that really, when they're coming after you, they're coming after you.
Yeah.
And they're all tough guys. Even Amir Khan, who said he may have a shaky chin, who recovered well against Maidana. So
I mean, he honestly, I mean, this really isn't about Amir Khan, but he has some of the best recuperative powers you can see. I mean, he's been dropped hard, but he's never been out for a 10 count. He's never been put out cold. I think each time he's been stopped on his feet. When he got stopped by Prescott, I think, yeah, he got up. When he got stopped by Danny Garcia, he had got knocked down, he had got back up, and the ref stopped it while he was standing. He got hurt by Maidana. Maidana didn't put him down. He put Maidana down. But, I mean, that just speaks to the credibility of Lamont Peterson, because Lamont Peterson went toe-to-toe with him for 12 rounds and had a very close fight with Amir Khan.
That's right.
So, I mean, Lamont Peterson is a good fighter. Same thing with Tim Bradley. He got dropped by Tim Bradley. He ended up making that fight very competitive.
That's right.
He got dropped by Victor Ortiz. Victor Ortiz drops almost everybody he's fought. He has a very high knockout ratio. Lamont Peterson ended up fighting him to a draw. So the guy he's good. He's good. And I think he's going to keep his belt this weekend. After that, maybe they can get him in with Danny Garcia. Maybe Matisse or him, whatever happened to make that fight at welterweight, maybe they can make it at junior welterweight for the belt. You know, he'll get a win. he'll have some momentum going. He can say, hey, you know, I had an off night. Let's see if he can do it again. We don't know what'll happen. I mean, the welterweight, the whole welterweight division is very deep, and if it's light, regular, or super, any of those guys can be paired together and have a great fight.
Now let's not forget that this fight is in DC.
Oh yeah,
so he does have the hometown advantage. He will have the crowd. If you are in the DC area, if I'm not mistaken, it's at the Armory. Go check it out. I wish I could.
Oh, that's another. He also fought Kendall Holt, who's a big time puncher.
That's right.
Lamont Peterson's also undefeated in DC, so that's another. It's another check in.
Just watch and find out. Yeah. You'll see what we're talking about, and you know, if you have any comments or you see something that we might have missed, let us know.
Yeah, we're always open to feedback, guys. That's what the comment section is for. Just keep it respectful. We try to respect the fighters, as should you, and we will respect you as well if you make a comment. So respect us as well too, and everything will be copacetic.
All right. Before we leave, don't forget there's a UFC on Fox that is
Benson Henderson versus Josh the Punk Thompson. Should be a very good fight. I think Gabriel Gonzaga's fighting Stipe Miocic.
Yep.
That one's not going the distance. And then there's one more fight that's actually pretty decent.
If I'm not mistaken, there's an NBC Sports card as well.
Oh, that's on Friday with Curtis Stevens versus Patrick Majewski. That one ain't going the distance either. So tune into that one early. I don't know if they haven't. They should have another fight on that card. So you got Friday night fights. I have no clue who's fighting, but I'm gonna watch it because people are getting punched in the face. It's boxing, and I love it. Then you got NBC Sports, more boxing. I love it. Let's keep it coming. You got MMA. What's not to love about MMA?
Especially Ben Henderson.
Yeah, Ben Henderson's a great fighter, very well-rounded guy. Just came off a loss to Anthony Pettis, and you gotta see was he gonna bounce back. Josh Thompson, a MMA veteran, should be a good fight. Like I said, Gabriel Gonzaga, Stipe Miocic, somebody's getting knocked out. Then you got the two calls on HBO and Showtime. I don't know if you guys saw Butte Pascal review, but like we said, if you're on the East Coast, you're probably snowed in. So you can catch it all, and you should. I'm going to try and catch as much as I can.
Well, that's all we got for you today, guys. Remember, feel free to send us an email at CapitalofCombat.com. Check out the Facebook page, Capital of Combat, the Google Plus page, and, of course, at the YouTube channel, Capital of Combat. During the fights, please interact with us on Facebook. We'll be talking about it. We want to talk to you. We want to get emails from you. If you got a question, feel free to hit us up.
We're here. We are here. We want to talk to you guys. Hope you guys want to talk to us. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
This is round one and you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything we've done is coming and cost. My fists are on fire. I perform till I perspire. My demons are in a rage. Keep thinking that it's a game. I kick crime, hurricane. I told them I don't play. I'm liquid.
Black Street Fighter.